Good morning, everybody, or good day or good night, whatever time you're checking in with this video. I did a video last night, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking it down because I had a dear friend tell me about all of the either editing mistakes or things that happened when I uploaded. So there were lots of issues. So I'm not sure if it's my editing app, it might be that, but so I might be taking it down. So I decided to do another video, and hopefully this one will be better because the one before that had a little bit of editing or uploading issues as well. So today we're going to do a divine masculine one. It's going to be shorter than the last one. But I thought I would redo it and just check back in. Okay, I hope you guys are all having a really good weekend, and we are going to start with the Sufi wisdom by, I think it's like Rasuli. So I also want to just say right up front that when I say divine masculine or divine feminine and he and she, please know that I'm only speaking of energies and not gender, and please apply it to your situation that as it fits. Okay? All right. Thank you. So we're just going to call in the archangels. We're calling in Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, and Archangel Metatron, Rajuel, and Shamuel, and Jesus and Mother Mary, and twin flames. We ask them to be with this reading and allow only messages of the highest healing order come through from our divine masculine. Okay, so let's pull in a card from the Sufi deck. Gift of freedom. Break away from your attachments. Okay, and now we're going to pull from the Divine Masculine Energy Oracle cards by Flames of Alchemy. Boredom. I'll show you the cards after I'm done. Okay. Hidden Truth Oracle by All Things Intuitive. You speak to me through music. Compassion. So this one I'm just going to show them to you. This one was boredom. This one is compassion. And endurance. This one. You came closer than anyone. It's the Twin Flame Messages by Mystic Moon. Please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. I can't handle your words right now. And this is the Masculine deck by Awakened Twin. I'm working on balancing my energy. I'm feeling hopeful. guys, I'm just going to take a moment. So this one says the gift of freedom. Break away from your attachments. So I do feel that this reading is going to be for people whose masculine is either completely gone, like gone in the moment of separation, or they are have very little to no contact. Okay, so this one, I feel like the gift of freedom, break away from your attachment. So I feel like this has a double message. This has a message that the divine masculine needed to do this for his own reasons. Actually, let's get a Island Time Wellness. So emotional intimacy, healing relationship with self and inner child, precedes successful relationships. Love is energy. So what I'm hearing is that the divine masculine walked away or went into a place of like hibernation or just separated himself, whatever it was, because of a fear of emotional intimacy. So in the emotional intimacy isn't just about, the emotional intimacy with his divine feminine, but it's also with himself. If he can't sit with himself very long, then he can't sit with a partnership like a twin flame or someone who's a direct mirror for very long, because it's just too intense, and so they run. But what I'm also hearing is that, so for the divine feminine, that it says down here, break away from your attachment. So where, in the twin flame dynamic, in this relationship, in this connection, are you attached? Where are you clinging? Where, if you have chased in the past or continuing to chase, really look at, go underneath and look at the little buttons that he's mirroring to you. Have emotional intimacy with yourself. Love yourself. Wrap your arms around your heart and start to release. Go into meditation. Do self inquiry. Therapy, whatever it is, to really start looking at your own attachments and where your emotional intimacy with yourself can use a step up. Okay, so but what I'm hearing is that the divine masculine, walked away, but he quickly is getting bored, which means that he's starting to recognize that the divine feminine, even though it was intense, brought him a lot of other things as well: joy, entertainment, laughter. I just heard the words feeling alive. She made me feel so alive. And even though he's feeling bored, he's starting to receive messages through music. So if any of the divine feminines are closely attached to certain songs, he's hearing them. And this is opening his heart to the connection again, into the happier times, instead of just feeling overwhelmed by all of his, let's get this clear, his unhealed blocks, his unhealed wounds. Okay, so when he's with the divine feminine in that direct mirror, he's not recognizing that the uncomfortable feeling he's feeling is actually his own wounded parts of himself. Okay, so then he either runs or he needs to take some time, just little to no contact, but he's feeling bored because the connection before was intense in good ways as well. So he's starting to hear messages through music. So if any of the divine feminines watching this are sending songs, in the 5D or just etherically, or just singing and just really feeling strong. So what I'm hearing too from the angels right now is be mindful of the songs that you're thinking of. So if you are listening to angry songs or songs about, just really sad, be careful what you're sending to him, because and what you're listening to, because it's putting you in that state. So you can listen to songs. So what they're saying is that what they recommend, obviously you can listen to whatever song you want, but what they recommend is you listen to the songs of the good times and allow them to open up your heart. Okay, and any of the sadness that comes from that, that's where the gift of freedom will come in, and really releasing some of those attachments and allowing yourself to just be in the place of unconditional love. That doesn't mean that, unconditional love doesn't mean you open up the door for any abuse or anything like that. What it means is that you're just opening up inside your heart the love that you feel for your twin, your counterpart. You can open up with compassion, right? And understanding that this is intense for you, so it's intense for your counterpart, and that he's in a place of not having the tools to work at it the way that you do. And so again, they're just bringing up so you can use those tools, and he may be moving at a snail's pace, but endurance is needed. Okay, compassion and endurance. You came closer than anyone. Please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. It definitely was not personal. This intensity triggered in him many things. It made him look around at his life, and what I'm hearing is that masks, like false masks, where he wasn't being authentic. So you guys know better than anyone that these connections shake up our reality. They shook up our reality as divine feminines. So this is where the compassion can come in and recognize that the divine masculine, many of them don't even know what twin flames are, but also felt this intensity, and it shook up their life. It shook up all of the places where they were had masks, is what I'm hearing, where they were out of balance. So if anybody was in a long-term is in a long-term separation, you've held a lot of endurance. So I'm hearing two different messages for the people that are in long-term separation. I'm hearing that you've been in it for the long haul. And just know that you came closer than anyone. And it's time to release your attachments, because it wasn't personal. So, and the attachments are any emotions, negative, that you're feeling about it, okay? And then for the people that are on short-term separations that were just happened, or the relationship tends to be on and off again. So what I'm hearing is that the endurance, having compassion for the intensity of this, with knowing that the divine masculine, most of them, I'm hearing the ones that I'm reading for, don't have the tools to handle this type of intensity. So have the compassion and the endurance, for this connection, but mostly for yourself, so that you can, navigate through these turbulent waters, and, have that emotional intimacy with yourself. And just know that no matter what, you came closer than anyone else. And it just isn't personal. It just isn't personal. I'm working on balancing my energy. I can't handle your words right now. So if your divine masculine hasn't reached out, It's because he's really working on himself. That's what the video yesterday that I'm probably going to be taking down was really talking about, is how much the divine masculine is in a place of balancing his energy and really, starting to look at um, what it means to be a powerful person in the world, and what true power really means versus, like versus like the emperor in um, reverse, right? So that your power isn't through control, your power isn't through dominance, or it like the negative side of dominance. So it's about being confident, showing up for yourself and being a strong leader, not being tyrannical. Okay, so that's what the divine masculine, I feel like that's this is like a piece of the reading from last night. So I'm probably going to take down the reading from last night because there were so many editing issues. But if he's not reaching out, just know that, again, it's not personal. He just can't handle your words right now because he's working on balancing his energy. So I feel like if the divine feminine is in a place of being very honest and very truthful about what his actions are doing to her, which is good, being honest is good, but right now he can't handle that because he's working on balancing his energy, and that could tip over, tip him over to one side and just throw him out of whack. And I just feel like it's like what they're showing me was the card from last night, which is a man walking on a railroad, the metal piece, and he's balancing. And so I just feel like there's just a balancing act going on within him right now. So what I'm hearing is do as best as possible, take the focus off of the divine masculine and put it back on yourself, and really just recognize that it's a gift of freedom right now that's really important, and there's a reason for it. It's divinely led so that he can heal, because otherwise if he stays in that turbulent energy, he's gonna just spiral down and become very toxic to himself, but to the divine feminine, to the people in his world. So he's really taking a step out to balance his energy. But the good news is he's feeling hopeful. Let's pull a couple of cards around the feeling hopeful. This is the Island Time Wellness. Ooh. Trust issues. Ascertain if trust issues are justified or unjustified. Trust is imperative to feeling safe and secure. So he's looking at his trust issues. He's learning. See how this bottle has a heart? What I'm hearing is that he's learning to fill his own bottle. And that once his bottle is full, he can be in a better place of trust, and also to be in a place of being trustworthy. I'm just going to pull a divine masculine card on that too. Oh, that came out quick. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. There's that water. See? Oh, my goodness. I love it when the cards do this. Okay. So what I was seeing, even though this is a straight line, what I was seeing is that this was like, like fluid in the bottle being filled up with trust, and really filling up his own bottle, and, well, everything that I said, filling himself up with love so that he can be in a better place of trust and being trustworthy. And so he's feeling hopeful and he's starting to feel peaceful. So the water here is like, just all of the emotions and all of the intensity. And he's now on land. And he's looking back at all of that now. And he's like, he's holding on to his gosh, his tube, and looking back and going, wow, that was some ride. But he's feeling more peace now. and he's starting to feel hopeful. So he's coming out of that fear of emotional intimacy, the boredom, and then he started hearing songs, and he's going into, there's messages here for the divine feminine to have compassion and endurance, and he's also growing in that area, knowing that you came closer than anyone to breaking down his walls. It wasn't personal. His own coping mechanisms got overwhelmed. But now he's feeling peace. He's come to a better place with all of his trust issues, and he's feeling hopeful. He's also learning that he can navigate these turbulent waters. He's recognizing a lot more his own strength, and he's looking back at it. And so right now he's in a time of reflection about everything. So he's come to a placeful he's come to a peaceful place in looking back. But he's also recognizing his own strength in it, his own endurance, and his own compassion for himself, but also for the divine feminine. So I'm just going to pull another Sufi card and just see, like, where is this headed? So now that he's feeling peaceful and reflective, what's coming in the near future? Imagination. Look how beautiful that card is. I love the art on this deck. Draw from the well of your own capabilities. So what I'm hearing here is that he's still going to be in that time of reflection. So there's still going to be some more time if he's, if you guys are in separation of some sort or in very little communication, that's still being divinely led to happen, because he's just come out of that. So now he needs, he's looking back and reflecting. So he still needs to get more clarity. So, so jump into your own imagination and capabilities, and be mindful about what you're thinking about the separation. So if you're sending negative thoughts and sending negative, negative scenarios at him in the thoughts, then he can be getting that. Okay, so do your best to just bring the focus back to you, and to just really allow this beautiful intensity of this relationship to divinely inspire you. And so it's kind of hard to see, but this one looks like a person, and then this one looks like a person as well. So there, I feel like this here, and then this looks like a golden egg. I feel like this is, so there's one thought process that I can't remember the name of the author in the book, but there's like a gold, I think it's like a gold, is it golden? There's an egg, an ovium that the twin flames come out of, and that's like that's their soul healed and one, and that they came out of that. Okay, so there's that thought process, and it's just bringing me to that. Oh, Sandra Ann Prophet, I think. Something Prophet is the last name. So she has a book on twin flames that's actually, I absolutely love it. It's really good. So but that's what's reminding me of, is like really, holding the two twins, holding this connection as sacred instead of something that's toxic and, and being angry and being hurt. It's about seeing it as sacred, and then looking at the sacred within yourself. Okay, and standing, so even though there is a oneness there, okay, it's the same soul, but you are also an individual. You also have your autonomy. So focus on your autonomy and know that the connection is there, that oneness is there, and watch the beautiful magic that happens from there, and allow your imagination and your creativity to flow. Because one thing that I've learned is that this twin flame connection can be like a muse. It's so beautifully inspiring. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to pull another card from the Divine Masculine Energy Oracle and see what's coming in the near future. Look at the card that came out, guys. Balance. Do you remember that I'm working on balancing my energy? So what's coming in the near future is a balance. And so what I'm hearing is that there's a balance. Look at the divine feminine, divine masculine is in this card. And because he's starting to really balance himself, he's going to be able to start to actually support the divine feminine. But we have to allow him his space. We have to allow him to really work on and nurture the emotional intimacy he has with himself. And I feel like this also is like a cycle. So a new cycle will begin. Let's get a message. Oh, that was quick. So we need to let each other go. I feel you leaving me behind. I want to be more than friends. And so we needed to let each other go. And we both need to continue to let go of the aspects of each other that we're holding on to in a negative space. I'm starting to feel you through music. But some of the songs make me feel like you're leaving me behind. I would love to build a deeper friendship with you in the near future. But that's hard because I can't just be friends with you. I want to be more than friends, which is one of the reasons why I run. Because I can't just be friends. I get pulled in. This pull, this intensity is a lot for me. But along with the songs and the music, I'm seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. So know, my love, that I'm seeing them too. I see your name everywhere I go. And sometimes I even think I see it when I don't, and it's not actually there. You're on my mind. You're in my soul. You're part of my soul. I just need some more time to get clarity and understanding and to really come into the full place of balance for a new cycle to begin. Please have compassion and endurance. You came closer than anyone, as I hope I have with you. Let's talk soon, but I need more time. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pull a compassion card by the Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Let's just see. Just some guidance for the divine feminine and compassion. Okay. All right, so this one here. It's a beautiful card. You see how she's holding the lotus? She's focusing on the flower that's blossomed out of the mud instead of focusing on the mud. Dance of the Butterfly Queen. A pure heart attracts divine grace, and that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Here, I'm going to put this like this if you want to pause it and take a screenshot. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, just that pure heart. That's what I feel like, looking at that emotional intimacy. We talked about that in the beginning about allowing our hearts to open to unconditional love, compassion, and recognize that. So the butterfly, that's transformation, right? That's a cycle. Allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. Know that, what is divine will happen naturally of its own accord, and we can let go of control and just trust. Okay, so we're going to do some numbers and some letters. Okay, so this came up in yesterday's, the 2 1s. And we have a 3, and that was yesterday too. And then we had a 5 yesterday as well, but this is the only one that's different. It's a 4. Otherwise, this is the only one that was different from last night. So I feel like I'm probably going to take down the other one because I feel like this is just a continuation of that reading, much clearer without the editing, hopefully, issues. So 1, 1, 3, 4, 5. And look at how it's, gone up. It's only missing the 2, but actually it's not really because there's 1. And then there's 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a divine plan here. There's a divine perfection. But this could also be about birthdays and anniversary dates or just, things that are important to you, numbers that are important to you. Life path numbers. Okay, so it could be, May 1st, March 4th. April 5th. Okay, whatever the numbers mean for you. Okay, so now we're just going to pull a few number cards. Not number, I'm sorry, letter. 0M, this came up last night as well. CB, this came up last night. It was the first one out, I believe. A. Oh, I got a couple of vowels. L. M. Look, that says mom. So there could be something going on with his mom, or it could be that mom issues could be up to be healed on both ends. Ooh. EK, and an N came out. All right, so this is the letters. So you can make initials, words. Okay. All right, well, thank you all so much. I'm sending you lots of love, and I hope you have a good weekend. All my love.